It's unbelievable, really. The number of lies that are surrounding us, be it skincare or healthcare in that matter. So, today I'm literally sitting with my diary here because I don't want to miss any point. I'm going to try and cover as many points as I can in today's video, and let's see if there has to be a part 2 to this. So, let's dive right into it. So, I'll be busting a few myths here, point by point, okay? So, let's go with number 1, my favorite, sun damage. Does sun really damage your skin? Is sun really that bad for our skin? Or is it just a marketing propaganda? So I will be inserting this image here in here, wherein I will show this man's image of he's a truck driver. So his left side, which is exposed to the sun, he's an American man, a truck driver. So there is left hand side driving. So his face, the left hand side is exposed to the sun at all times, and his right side is inside. So the part of the face which is exposed to the sun is severely damaged, is severely wrinkled because of collagen breakdown, elastin breakdown and all of that. And yes, it has happened because of sun. And yes, the way his face is aged is because of sun. So should we not go out in the sun? I still say we should go out in the sun. But why? Because we are not truck drivers. We have to understand that sun is the essence of life. Sun gives us not just the plants that are outside and then they photosynthesize and then we eat those plants and we get nutrition. That is not the only role that sun plays. या फिर कपड़े सुखाने के लिए धूप ज़रूरी है. No. Sun is literally our mood uplifter. It works on our hormones, it works on our stress, it works on our sleep cycles, it works on how we eat, it works on us as a whole system. Like plants need sun for photosynthesis, we need sun to live with a sane mind, with a healthy body. So if you don't go out in the sun, you will maybe end up not having a good sleep. If you don't go out in the sun, you might overeat. If you don't go out in the sun, you will develop stress. If you don't go out in the sun, your cortisol levels will be varied. If you don't go out in the sun, you may actually feel a sense of depression. It is a very, very heavy medical term. But believe me, if you don't go out in the sun, depression can kick in. So, in colder countries, in UK and US, where there is no sun, people actually feel really low, down and out because they have no sun. And that is why every time the sun is out, they run to the beaches and then they lie down, and because their skin color is such, their pigment, the melanin in their skin is much lower, they end up burning themselves. And therefore sunscreen was developed, because they burnt themselves because they would love to go and lounge in the sun, because that is how quickly they realized that the moment they would go in the sun, they would feel happy, they would feel rejuvenated. It was not for the tan. People have glamorized the tan now. This is again a marketing machinery. Earlier color inclusivity was not there. Now people are trying to bring in color inclusivity. So the marketing machinery has made you believe that they go in the sun to get the tan. No, they go in the sun because it uplifts their mood, it improves their sleep cycle, it improves their diet, it improves their overall health, it improves their cortisol levels, it works on their hormones. Sun is very, very important. So please go out in the sun. Now, second point, should you apply sunscreen? Again, common sense is very, very important, and that is where we are lacking. Most of us are lacking, unfortunately. So sunscreen is important. If you are the truck driver who is in the sun non-stop 14 to 16 hours a day, that's his full-time job. If you are a cricketer, a football player or an athlete or somebody with a profession who is exposed to sun non-stop, direct exposure to sunlight, then yes, of course, you will face severe sun damage. You see, excess of everything is bad. Even good things in excess are bad news. So same story goes for the sun. So if you are that sort of a person, then yes, you must apply a sunscreen, but it should be mineral based. A mineral based sunscreen is a safe sunscreen which you must apply. But if you're sitting in front of the laptop, if you're sitting in front of the TV, if you're on the phone, if you're in the house, and if it is sunny outside, so you draw the curtains and you apply sunscreen. No, this is absolute stupidity. Stop fearing the sun. The sun does not have teeth. It is not going to gnaw into you. Nothing is going to happen. You do not need sunscreen if you are indoors. Now, coming to what should you eat so that your skin glows. That one superfood that will make your skin glow. Come on, you really expect an answer on that? There are no superfoods really. There is no one single food that you'll eat and your skin will be like, oh my god, thank you so much for eating this food because now I'm feeling healthy and I'm glowing. It doesn't work like that. In fact, here also there are too many lies that have been floating around. Let me bust the two major ones. Number one, snacking, eating 3 times a day. Please stop it. If you want your skin to glow, you know, intermittent fasting, we've all heard of it because now it has a fancy terminology called intermittent fasting associated with it. However, it is a very, very ancient Indian concept wherein you're supposed to eat only 2 meals a day. Because after a certain age, where you stop growing, when you're not a child any longer, you don't need that much food. So after 25, 30, and after 35 for sure, please stop eating more than 2 meals a day because your body is not able to digest it. You don't need that much food. And when you are constantly eating and then snacking and then eating and then snacking, your body starts to focus all its energy towards digestion. This is why you must have noticed that, you know, when you eat food, you you suddenly start to feel fatigue, and you feel groggy and you wish to take a nap right after a meal. That's because your body's energy starts, you know, focusing on digestion only, because digestion is a very energy intensive process. So eat twice a day so that your body has time and energy to focus on other more important parts of your bodily functions. Second thing, what should you eat? So let's go back in time to say about 50, 70 years ago. What is it that our grandparents used to eat? Our grandparents, they used to eat the same food every day. There was no variety. This is another myth, that one, you know, that you should have variety, you should have a balanced diet, and in the name of balanced diet, you sort of spread out your meals, you know, eat different things on different days so that you get nourishment and nutrition from all of them. That's not how it works. You see, consistency is key in everything. Balance is key in everything. So you are supposed to eat seasonal fruits and vegetables, whatever is locally available in your country, in your state, in your district, in your gaon, in your city, wherever you're living, regionally available food, and repetitively eat the same thing. So in South India, if you see, in olden days, Kerala, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, you know, the southern belt, the Dravidian belt, there people would eat every day. It used to be dosa, sambar, idli, okay, and different versions of dosa, rasam, sambar, rice, idiyappam, like that. But it used to be the same food every day. Similarly, if you come up north, what is the staple diet here? The staple diet here is, there is roti, then there is curd, and then there is usually some onions in summers, and a small portion of vegetable. And then in the evenings, usually it would be again dal, roti or rice, again a small portion of onion or some cucumber, and that would be all. And then maybe a glass of milk. But every day they used to eat the same food. Okay, there was no variety. Because there was no variety, the gut would respond better, because the gut needs that consistency, the gut needs the understanding. When the gut starts to get used to a certain routine, a certain kind of food type, it starts to behave properly. You see, your gut thrives on predictability, simplicity, and a light diet which is nutrient dense. So even if you're eating the same food every day, because your gut knows, you know, it knows what to expect, then because it is simple home cooked food, there'll be no inflammation. Ideally, there'll be no added sugars. So that falls heavy on the gut. Then comes to nutrient cycling. So even if you're eating the same food every day, let's say it's the same roti, dahi, sabzi and dal on a daily basis, you're cooking it in ghee, you are cooking it in, let's say a cast iron kadhai, and you're eating the same food again and again. So it is a very, very nutrient dense diet. And the repetition of the nutrient dense diet really helps your gut understand and behave accordingly. And that is the ideal way to get a healthy gut. So seasonal fruits and vegetables. And seasonal means not strawberries in summers. Okay, seasonal means lauki tori tinda in summers. Then second comes simplicity. Third comes predictability. And fourth is nutrient dense food, nutrient cycling. Okay. So this is what you need this is what you should know if you want to know which food will really help you get that glow as far as your skin is concerned. And believe me, if you follow this principle about the gut, not just your skin, you will glow from deep within. You all must have heard that really popular saying that, what you are from deep within will reflect on your face. That saying is not just for your nature, for your character, for your soul, it's also for your health. If you're eating healthy and your gut is healthy and your body is healthy, then it'll show on your skin. It's as simple as that. So the healthier you eat, the lighter your gut feels, the more cleansed your system is, your skin, your hair, your sleep, everything's going to get fixed. Trust me. Now, the favorite urban topic, the salads. But before we discuss salads, let's go back to many, many thousands of years ago when we were monkeys, the apes. And then we evolved and we started walking on our two legs. And then we evolved, and then one day we discovered fire. And the day we discovered fire, our life changed. Because with fire, we learned to cook. And the moment we learned to cook, our body adapted and loved the change because our body was able to digest the cooked food faster. And therefore, that helped in the evolution of our brain, and we were able to think better. Okay? Fire led to cooking, cooking led to a lighter, healthier gut, and that led to improved mental abilities, and which led us to where we are now. Me sitting in front of the camera, I don't know where, how many hundreds or thousands of kilometers away from you, and communicating. Okay? This all is possible because of cooked food. Please stop eating salads. Okay? In moderation, small amounts here and there, somewhere along with the food, maybe like 3 slices, 4 slices of cucumber, a slice of tomato, fine. But stop right there. Okay? And I'll tell you why. Why salads in general are bad news, unlike what you've been told till now. So you see, salads, let's talk about tomato for example. Tomato has this fat soluble carotenoid in it, which is called lycopene. Okay? Now lycopene, if you eat tomato raw, the lycopene doesn't break down and your body is not able to digest it, and that can lead to inflammation and other allergic responses in the body, which will lead to gut inflammation, and then you know the cycle. Okay? And always remember, a healthy gut is step number 1 to great body, to great mind, to great skin, to great hair. Okay? So if you cook that tomato, in ghee, the ghee has the ability to break down lycopene. Okay? So when lycopene breaks down, it's now safe for you to eat. That tomato is now good news to eat. That is why you must cook tomatoes, for example, and not eat it raw as a salad. Okay? Now, why does that happen? And why does this rule apply to most of the other salads? Why not just tomatoes? Because lycopene is not available. This carotenoid is not available in all the salads, right? It is fat soluble, and here, okay, we cook it in ghee and it gets digested better. So, makes sense. But why is it that lycopene doesn't get digested when it's raw? Because it is surrounded by cellulose, hemicellulose, pectin. All these form the cellular matrix of the tomato, in which is embedded lycopene. So, when there is a lot of cellulose rich diet, our body cannot digest it. We are not cows and buffaloes. We don't ruminate. We don't have that gut. We don't have the digestive system which can digest such heavy matter which is cellulose dense. That is why we are supposed to cook our fruits and vegetables, all the green leafy vegetables, all the fruits, all the vegetables in varied concentration, but are in general cellulose rich. That is why animals, especially the ruminating ones like cows, buffaloes, camels, they can eat raw ghas poos. We can't, because the ghas poos for us is bad news. Because if you've noticed, a cow, it will eat, and then it will digest, and after some time it will regurgitate, it will bring it back the food and it will chew again, जिसको हम जुगाली भी बोलते हैं. हम तो जुगाली नहीं कर सकते हैं, right? So because हम जुगाली नहीं कर सकते हैं, हमारा cellulose digest नहीं होता है. So if you are not able to digest our cellulose, it's going to sit in your stomach, and this whole fiber वाला noise, it's rubbish. ऐसे नहीं होता है. Okay, so it's going to make your stomach really heavy and dense, and it's not going to let you digest your food very well, and it will cause gut inflammation. So please don't eat salads to a level where it is your main diet. On the sides, a small portion, great, but more than that, please don't. Okay, so now we'll come to the fancier things in life. So there are these trends of red light masks and steaming and sauna, all these things for deep pore cleansing, for pigmentation, for melasma. Let's start with the red light masks for melasma. I don't know how many of you know, but actually it's not just the sun, it's also the heat that causes pigmentation, which further can cause melasma. So melasma is primarily because of two reasons. The major reason behind melasma is hormone fluctuation. That is why if you've noticed, melasma is usually more common in women, and in women after the age of 35, because that is when hormonal fluctuations start to take a toll in a woman's body. So number one is hormonal fluctuations. If you have melasma, melasma is what? Melasma basically means where melanocytes, which are the cells in our body which are responsible for the pigment called melanin. Okay, melanin, if it's more in your skin, you're going to be of a more richer complexion. If melanin is less, then you're going to have a more lighter complexion. So melanin, when your skin gets inflamed, melanin is like your skin's natural defense system. Okay, so your skin natural defense system will kick in, melanin overproduction will happen, and then that melanin will start getting deposited because of regular inflammation. When that regular inflammation happens, then that is when pigmentation happens, because constantly your skin is in an overdrive to produce excessive melanin, and then that starts to form patches on your skin, which is known as pigmentation. Okay, so number one, avoid heat, and by that, please don't buy those red light masks. Please do not invest thousands of rupees, billions of dollars have been invested in them. They are bad news. They are not meant for people who have pigmentation. They are not going to treat your pigmentation, they are only going to worsen your case. So stay away from any light therapy. So to say, anything that's going to heat your face, stay away from it. Stay away from really hot showers. Bad news again if you have pigmentation. These are some ghar ke basic nuske, basic logic. And if you have hormonal fluctuation, you have to correct your lifestyle. There is simply really no other way that's going to help you. Okay. Now coming to the steaming part. It is such a big trend, buy those small steamers. They are so cute. It's almost irresistible. You feel like going and getting them just because of the way they look. And then suddenly they emanate so much steam onto your face. I'll insert the picture here. You put it next to your face and it steams your face, and then your face suddenly, because of the heat, it feels red and flushed. And you think it's a natural glow. No, it's your body. It is reacting to inflammation. And that inflammation, when you do regularly, especially if you're already prone to pigmentation, is bad news. You cannot do anything worse than that. So please stop steaming your face. So people often do steaming to get rid of pores. They want even skin tone, so they feel they'll steam their face, so then that will open their pores, and then they'll do the physical extraction or the exfoliation with a scrub, and then wash their face, and they feel like the skin is clear. But if you've noticed, after 2 days, it's the same story. So people tend to steam 2 to 3 times a week, and even 1 time a week is damaging enough, because you're repeatedly putting your skin under so much of heat stress. Your skin is sensitized, then you exfoliate, you scrub, and your skin is constantly under stress mode, and you are already somebody who's prone to pigmentation. There is no worse thing that you can do to your skin, which is already prone to pigmentation, than this whole process of steaming, scrubbing for a clear skin. If pores, pigmentation, dull skin, textured skin is a problem, I'd highly recommend you must invest in an oil cleanse, a good quality biomimetic oil cleanse. And I'm not doing marketing here, I am saying this for your benefit. If you use Reset Oil Cleanse to massage your face every day for 2 to 3 minutes in the evening, and then you wash your face with a face wash, and after that you use Recalm, which is my biomimetic hydrating formulation, which repairs the lipid matrix, I cannot tell you how much you're going to thank me. Your skin is going to feel so fresh, so bright, and so healthy. It's literally, your barrier therapy in like these 2 little products. this is really a part of our 100-year skin project. It's an initiative that we have decided to take forward, and it's powered by 24 Skin Bank, which is my brand. And the idea behind this project, the 100-year skin project, is that we all have heard of Jug Jug Jeeyo, the blessing, right? Hum sabne suna hai. It's like the most common ashirwad. Jug Jug Jeeyo, may you live to be 100. But may you live to be 100 how? Unhealthy, bad skin, bad gut, bad health, bad mind. How? That is not how you want to live to be 100, right? You want to live to be 100 with a skin that grows and glows and ages gracefully with you. And this is why 24 Skin Bank has been launched to help you age gracefully. So I really request that you do try it. It's available on 24skinbank.com. And there are real testimonials also on the website if you'd like to check it out. Every dermatologist is having a field day with this one chemical. They love it, and how. And they're going to tell you that it is a protein which is purified from Clostridium botulinum. What am I talking about? The glamour world's favorite, Botox. Everybody is selling you this purified protein in the name of a preventative treatment. That, if you get Botox, you will not get wrinkles. If you get Botox, your face will not sag. If you get Botox, your face will be snitched. And then look how I will look with my face being snitched. So one, bad news, your face looks horrible. You all look the same after Botox. That's bad news. But that's not enough. That is really not enough for you to stop. Let me tell you what's enough. Number one, it is not a purified protein. It is a legit toxin from Clostridium botulinum. Okay? Just because it's a protein does not mean it's not poisonous. Now everybody will tell you it's a protein which is biodegradable. So it's nothing to worry, get it done, and in a few months it will biodegrade, your body will eliminate. Yes, that's right. Botulinum toxin, the Botox, will be eliminated from the body because it is biodegradable. But then why is everybody getting a frozen face? There is full scientific explanation behind that. So what happens is, so let me tell you where Botox was actually first used and why it ever came in this field of medicine. Botox is used to treat an eye condition called strabismus, which in layman language is also called squint. Aankhein jab they look in two different directions is because of weakened eye muscle or overactive eye muscle, wherein the eyes cannot align correctly. So Botox was injected into the eyes so that it can control and regulate, and sometimes with regular usage of Botox, say after every 4 to 6 weeks, strabismus in some people where the the medical condition wasn't very extreme, it actually was able to fix it. How was it able to fix it? But it's biodegradable, so then how is it fixing it? Because what Botox does is, it hinders this pathway wherein a neurotransmitter called acetylcholine is released. Acetylcholine is a neurotransmitter which is responsible for muscle movement. So Botox, it targets the neuromuscular junction. So when it targets that junction, it blocks the release of acetylcholine. And when that happens, it affects muscle movement. And then the muscles of that area get paralyzed. And then no wrinkles will be formed. Obviously, no movement, so no wrinkle. I cannot tell you how bad that is, because see, the Botox gets degraded, but the effect that it leaves on your neurotransmitter, on the acetylcholine, on your nerve junctions, it stays forever. That is why over a period of time, if repeatedly somebody is getting a Botox, a lot of Bollywood actors and actresses you will see, Hema Malini ji being one of them, they can't smile, they can't talk, they don't have any expression on their face is frozen. Even the Botox is degradable, biodegradable, and it is a protein which is purified and it is 100% safe. These are terms that are thrown at you, so you fall for it. No medical treatment, be it Botox or be it, the threads, or be it sculpting, be it a surgery. Any medical treatment you should never go for unless it is affecting your daily functioning. So for example, if a doctor, let's say somebody is having a heart problem, so the doctor will say you need a heart surgery. The moment they say you need a heart surgery, you will go and recommend 2 or 3 more doctors, you will consult, right? You will not just listen to that one doctor, that one surgeon, because you're scared. It's your body, you're going to open your body up. It's not a joke. It's an invasive procedure. You're putting something inside your body, you're opening your body up. Same goes for brain surgery, same goes for stomach, right? Anybody if gives you an option of surgery or even if heavy medication, आजकल हम क्या करते हैं? We go and consult 2 or 3 more doctors. Why are you not using the same logic for your face? Please don't touch your face. It is also a part of your body just to look prettier. Because trust me, Botox will not make you look pretty. Because pretty is, in the head. It's not that beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. No, beauty lies in your brain. If you study, if you work out, if you eat well, if you're a capable person. And by capability, I don't mean job, I don't mean money, I don't mean how much you read or how well you speak. आपको कितना अच्छा इंग्लिश आती है, कितना आप लैंग्वेजेस बोल सकते हो, कितनी अच्छी आपकी हिंदी है, क्या आप अमिताभ बच्चन की तरह कम्युनिकेट कर सकते हो, क्या आप खान सर की तरह इतना नॉलेज रखते हो. नो. By smart, by capable, I mean a person with a lot of common sense, a person with a lot of general awareness. Are you aware of what's happening around you in the world? Are you having common sense? Do you understand daily life routines? Are you stupid? Or are you somebody who is enriched with common sense? If you have common sense, believe me, आधी से ज़्यादा पढ़ाई useless है. कॉमन सेंस अगर आपके पास है, आपकी लाइफ बहुत अच्छे से चल जाएगी. मेरी दादी बिल्कुल अंगूठा छाप थी, बट शी वॉज वन ऑफ द स्मार्टेस्ट वुमेन आई हैव सीन. एंड आई एम नॉट सेइंग दिस बिकॉज शी वॉज माई दादी. मेरी नानी भी अंगूठा छाप थी, बट वो स्मार्ट नहीं थी. पर मेरी दादी बहुत स्मार्ट थी क्योंकि उनमें इतना ज़्यादा कॉमन सेंस था. उन्हें हिंदी नहीं आती थी, उन्हें इंग्लिश नहीं आती थी. शी न्यू हरियाणवी. माई नानी हरियाणवी राजस्थानी. पर मेरी नानी, शी वॉज अ वेरी स्वीट होमली डोसाइल वुमन, बिल्कुल भारत माता कैटेगरी, बट नॉट अ रियली स्मार्ट वुमन. एंड सैडली बिकॉज ऑफ विच शी ऑल्सो पास्ड अवे वेरी अर्ली. Different story. Someday I'll tell you that also. My dadi, supremely smart, confident, full of general awareness and common sense. So, you get what I'm saying. You will look pretty. Every woman, every man will look pretty, will look desirable, will look hot, and we all want to look that. Vanity is a fact. बट वो बोटॉक्स से नहीं आएगी, वो हेल्थ से आएगी, स्ट्रेंथ से आएगी, जनरल वेलबींग से आएगी, और एक बेसिक स्किन केयर काफ़ी है. That's more than enough. Okay, once in a while, maybe once a week or twice a week, you do a little bit of pampering because obviously हमारी दादी वगैरह का time was different, They didn't have the stressors like we have. They didn't have to live in the pollution or eat the food that we eat or deal with the lifestyle, the time we spend in front of the screen, all of that. They didn't have that. So, of course, we need a little bit more of a care than they did. But you know what I mean, right? Our segment of this video is quite literally like, I don't know, a nuclear explosion for skincare industry. But let's do it. So let's start with skin types. For almost 30-40 years, if not more, we've been told that I have oily skin, I have dry skin, I have sensitive skin, I have combination skin, and these are the skin types that have been told to us, that this is what your skin type is, and then if this is your skin type, you need this product, if this is your skin type, you need that product. And that helps the skincare industry develop a large range of SKUs, stock keeping unit. मतलब लेमन लैंग्वेज में ऑयली स्किन के लिए 5-6 प्रोडक्ट मिनिमम, ड्राई स्किन के लिए फिर अलग से फेस वॉश, मॉइस्चराइजर वगैरह वगैरह, वैसे ही ड्राई स्किन के लिए अलग से फेस वॉश, यू गेट द जिस्ट, राइट? तो इफ़ आई से एक ही स्किन टाइप होता है तो आप 5 प्रोडक्ट्स बनाओगे, बट इफ़ आई टेल यू नहीं, 4 स्किन टाइप होता है, ऑयली, ड्राई, कॉम्बिनेशन एंड सेंसिटिव. तो फिर 5 into 4 you have the scope of making 20 products, the 20 SKUs. Automatic math है, more business. अब I honestly don't know all this was done for more business or they also don't know what they're talking about. Let me tell you the reality. We all, like our heart is supposed to function a certain way, which is a normal way. Our brain is supposed to function a normal way. Our nose is supposed to behave a normal way. And then it does not behave normally, then it has different conditions. किसी को sinus होता है, किसी को कुछ और problem होती है, किसी को heart में stent लगाना होता है, किसी का full open heart surgery करके कोई और problem होता है. Similarly, skin भी normal skin होती है. फिर normal skin जब बीमार हो जाती है, when the barrier is compromised, which is the lipid matrix, which is the stratum corneum, the outermost layer where there are corneocytes, and that is where all the ceramides and collagen and all of that is there, which sort of seals our skin, okay, the lipid matrix. our barrier, we all have heard the term barrier, when that gets damaged, then our skin starts to behave differently. Like किसी का BP बढ़ जाता है, किसी का BP गिर जाता है. These are all conditions, right? वैसे ही skin फिर किसी की oily हो जाती है, it starts to overproduce sebum so that it can compensate for the loss of hydration. Okay? किसी की dry skin है, तो वो dry skin है and it is not able to compensate for the loss of hydration, loss of water, ट्रांस-एपिडर्मल वाटर लॉस उनमें ज़्यादा होता है, तो वो ड्राई ही रह जाती है बिकॉज वो ऑयल नहीं प्रोड्यूस कर पा रही है. ऑयली स्किन ज़्यादा ऑयल प्रोड्यूस करने लग जाती है टू कॉम्पनसेट. कॉम्बिनेशन स्किन दोनों करती है, कभी कर पाती है, कभी नहीं कर पाती है. सेंसिटिव स्किन actually is the wrong term, it is sensitized skin. Sensitive वो होती है somebody has rosacea और somebody has psoriasis या eczema. ऐसे कुछ और स्किन कंडीशन अगर किसी के हैं तो वो सेंसिटिव स्किन है, जो जेन्युइन स्किन कंडीशन है. बट बाकी जो स्किन कंडीशंस होती हैं दे आर सेंसिटाइज्ड बिकॉज ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट्स दैट वी यूज्ड और द थिंग्स दैट वी हैव डन टू आवर फेस. उसकी वजह से सेंसिटाइज्ड स्किन हो जाती है, तो उनके लिए फिर अलग प्रोडक्ट्स बन जाते हैं. बट द रियलिटी इज स्किन टाइप एक ही है विच इज़ नॉर्मल. Then when the skin is diseased, so to say, then different skin conditions. So oily combination normal and dry, they are skin conditions. तो इसको सबको treat करने के लिए एक ही product चाहिए, a product that will heal your lipid matrix. And this is where a biomimetic formulation which will heal your lipid matrix is all that you really need. A lot of you have been asking me, आपके तो दो ही product है, face oil cleanse and hydrating formulation, which is the lipid matrix barrier repair. How is it that only two products will help us? How is it that for all skin types only two products? This is what is biomimetics at its best. This is what honest science does. In honest science, you can still do business with honesty. This is what science, biomimetics, the 100-year skin project helps us do. We are running a great business thanks to you all. And we are able to be 100% honest and transparent because such is the power of truth. You don't need so many products. You just need to heal your lipid matrix. So if you have a right formulation, you don't need to look at ingredients. This is another myth and I'll come to that also. A lot of you have asked me, what is, we can't find the ingredient list. First of all, it's there on the website. Secondly, it's there and it's quite null and void, to be very honest. It's there because it's a regulation and I have to put it. But you see, ingredients they play a very small role. They are important. I'm not saying that they are not important. Good ingredient is very important. But a formulation is where the real trick lies. And what do I mean by that? So what I mean by that is, so for example, I'll take my example. Our biomimetic formulation, bio means from life, mimetic means copying. So all our formulations are inspired by a hardcore scientific fact called biomimetics, wherein we copy our body system, we copy our body's extracellular matrix, we copy our skin's lipid matrix, we copy our skin's sebum. So that's our reset oil cleanse, which is literally your skin's own oil, bottled and reimagined. And the hydrating formulation is quite literally your lipid barrier matrix's composition in a jar. Now coming to the ingredient versus formulation argument. So let me give you an example. You all know milk is great, right? Curd is great. And lemon is great, nimbu. But do you ever, add lemon to your dahi, or do you add lemon to your doodh? You don't, right? These are two very good ingredients individually. Similarly, karela and dahi, again two very good food items. But do you ever mix them? Because individually, standalone, they're great. But when they come together, it's poison, so to say. Same concept applies in skincare. So many brands, such popular, massive global brands have skincare with actives like retinols and vitamin C and niacinamides and AHAs, BHAs. They're bad news. These ingredients should not ever be put together. But then should these ingredients be used even singularly? Let's say, should you use retinol? Should you use vitamin C? Should you use niacinamide? These actives. Close this video with this portion being the last. So the take home message is, tell me something, actives. Let me ask you this way. In the morning when you wake up, do you have a paracetamol and an antibiotic and then spray yourself with move and then wrap your body in a crepe bandage so that you never get fever, you never get a bacterial infection, and you never have a muscle cramp? You don't, right? Because in medicines there is this thing called as active pharmaceutical ingredient, which is a chemical which helps us fight when we have a disease. So you need those medicines at that time. But that doesn't mean that you have these medicines on regular basis. Similarly, in skincare, there is a thing called as active ingredients, which are our vitamin C's, retinols, niacinamides, hyaluronic acids, AHAs, BHAs, all of that. These are all medical grade actives. These actives should be used as a treatment. They are not supposed to be used as a preventative procedure. You invest in these procedures if you're already suffering from a problem. But what's happening is we are being pumped with so much information and so many actives in every skincare that we are buying it. And even if we have no problem, and most of us, when we have started skincare, our skin was quite okay. We didn't really have any problem. But then we started buying these products and then we started realizing we have so many problems. There are two reasons behind this. One, these actives have worsened our case. It's literally like drug for your skin on a daily basis. Why would you do that? And second is, there are so many mirrors in our houses these days and we have so much more time than we did at that time. So many mirrors, so many actives. There cannot be anything more, disastrous, more debilitating than this for your face and for your mental health. Constantly you're looking in the mirror, even if there is no problem, eventually you will spot something. It's human nature. We tend to gravitate towards negativity. So all I'm trying to say is keep your life simple. Invest your energies into something more constructive. You should not have so much time on hand to, be able to really look into the mirror more than once a day. Believe me, that is also a lot. We are not supposed to be looking at ourselves in the mirror non-stop. And do something constructive. I'm not saying everybody has to have a job, everybody has to have a career, but everyone must have a hobby. Get yourself involved in a hobby, eat clean food, and you must try our 100-year skin projects, foundational products, Reset Oil Cleanse and Recalm Lipid Barrier Fix. You will be surprised at how simple life can be, and these products will help you grow, glow and age gracefully. They will give you a skin that will last you a lifetime, because after all, we all want to live to be 100, but not in a body and skin that's ailing, right? So do visit 24skinbank.com and juk juk jeeyo, guys.